Welcome to the January 2008 City Focus. On this edition, saying goodbye to Station 2. Sports Complex Improvements Update. Changes downtown. And keep your resolution this year. These stories and more on City Focus.
Old Fire Station number 2 is being torn down to make way for a new city hall. What you may not know is before it was a fire station, Public Works office here. And before that, it was the police headquarters. It's also been home to the city council chambers and a dog pound. There's a lot of history in this building.
It was built in 1976, our nation's bicentennial. It was paid for with a federal grant and was the city's public safety building. While it may not look like much now, particularly as the fire department is cutting it apart for training purposes, this was once one of the most important buildings for local government.
We have had emergencies managed from that building when we had all the flooding on Lake Creek. That was the emergency center for the city. We've had some tumultuous city council meetings in the fire bays. Ray Litton resigned his mayoralship in the late 70s in that building.
And I can remember the one meeting where Trudy Lee Rogner was appointed the first woman on the Round Rock City Council, and it was in that particular building.
While any number of important events, meetings, and decisions were made here, it was still very much a bare bones building that could get a little loud at times. Just across the street from the railroad track, and as Nancy noted, it was once home to the dog pound.
Mayor Tunn would have to just literally stop the meeting because the dogs were barking at the train that was going by, and the train's horn was going, and everything was happening, and so everything just stopped till the train went by and the dogs calmed down, and then we continued the council meeting. And it was a way of life. That's what we knew.
The police department stayed in the building about 10 years, outgrowing the space as it expanded its force to keep up with the city's growing population.
I remember we were all kind of cramped in. There were about three offices. You know, the Stan Simpson was here back then, and he was in an office that was youth services, and then we had Dale Swafford, who was the lieutenant over criminal investigation, and then we had Chief Wolf up front. And we had a little probably about an 8x8 room that constituted the whole dispatch center.
When the police department moved out, the Public Works department moved in, and the building remained a noisy and sometimes smelly place to do business.
One of my fondest memories was they used to fire up the fire trucks every morning to get the, just make sure everything worked, and they would do it in the station. They'd back them right out, pull them out onto the apron, and the fire trucks would be firing off their exhaust in there, and it'd all get caught up in the HVA system, and we'd choke out for, 15 or 20 minutes, and it took a couple of years before we got some sort of an exhaust system repair going. And then they also had their weight room right next door with one-sided walls, and we had CL Domal was lifting weights at the time, and they used to go in there and they would yell back, "Yeah, push it, push it, push it," and we'd be in the middle of conferences and stuff, and there, you hear the weights clanging and "Good job, you're tough, you're strong." So it was there was a lot of make-do at the time to make sure that we had the space. We were growing like crazy, and the spaces weren't always optimum, and we had a lot of sharing going on.
After Public Works moved out, the fire department had the building to itself and used the facility until last year when a new Station 2 opened. This plain building was definitely a make-do space for the city. Its demolition will make way for the new City Hall that will be designed with specific needs in mind.
It is really a place for the citizens to come to have public meetings. It's going to be a lovely gathering place, but the real business, water billing and getting your plats done and stuff will be done at other locations, and this will be where the council will have meetings and the different commissions will meet.
The new City Hall will be located next to the Baca Center and McConico building, both of which opened in the last few years. And while certainly not extravagant, They represent a significant step forward for city facilities and represent a growing, increasingly prosperous community. Bob Bennett remembers the humble beginnings before Dell, Westinghouse, or any other major employers came to town, when all Round Rock had was a vision of what could be.
The federal government had lots of money in those days, and so grants to small towns in particular were not hard to get, especially as needy as the city of Round Rock was. The city had nothing. I don't mean kind of, sort of, I mean nothing. It was mostly the idea of a lot of people. That's what this place is. There's no natural resources. Meeting on top of the dog pound is a humbling experience. And but the city fathers, and they always had high hopes, great expectations for this place. So they were willing to sort of live in the substandard and work in substandard, and so were the employees. I mean, the story of this place is one of turning nothing into something and something significant, and the people that are all doing it now are taking it to another stage. It's even grander than anything we've seen so far. It's fantastic.
Each month in the Always On Spotlight, we highlight a feature of our website that helps you get information about the city from your home or office. But what about those who want to get information on their mobile device? If you own a mobile connected device like a BlackBerry or an iPhone, we've developed Round Rock on the Go, located at roundrocktexas.gov/mobile. The site features basic information about the city, such as city news, a quick calendar showing the next week of events, our staff and service directories, and frequently asked questions. Let's have a quick look at the frequently asked questions. The first screen is our category screen with all categories listed alphabetically. If you wanted information on our access channel, you click its item on the list. This will take you to the topics listed for this category, where you can click on an item to get detailed information. In the details, clicking an email link will open the email application on your mobile device, and clicking on a phone number will make a call. We also have a handy search feature if you're not sure what category to look in. One other feature is the public alert. You might have seen it on our website, and now you can have it on your phone. If there's a current alert, like an approaching storm or even an Amber Alert, an item will show up on the on-the-go home screen that you can click for details. The Round Rock on-the-go concept is still under development, so if you'd like to report a bug or a possible feature request, email them directly to me at the address on the screen. Now go out there and check out Round Rock on the Go at roundrocktexas.gov/mobile.
Major improvements are on tap at our sports complex in Old Settlers Park. Terry Wagoner has the details on these projects and how to register for the spring baseball season.
Last year, City Council approved funding for upgrades to the sports complexes at Old Settlers Park. When all phases of construction are complete, the complex will reflect Round Rock's status as the sports capital of Texas. The project includes a new girls' softball complex and renovations to 20 baseball fields, as well as drainage improvements to reduce cancellations due to rain and covered spectator areas. Construction begins late January and is slated to be complete in February of 2009. So for the next year, you'll have to pardon our dust as we improve each complex. With the facility upgrade comes a new management approach by the city. Working with multiple organizations for league play and tournaments has been a real stumbling block for scheduling and maintenance best practices. So representatives from Sandbass Baseball, Round Rock Youth Baseball, and Old Settlers Express Baseball have been working together since August to create a new unified organization. This unification is not yet complete, so to simplify the spring registration process, parents registering their children for baseball should contact Round Rock Youth Baseball, Sandbass Baseball, or Old Settlers Express Baseball directly, as they've done in the past. The new Unified League will begin taking registrations this summer, and the sports complex improvements will be ready to go for spring 2009.
Replacing water lines can be a painstaking process, but the city is utilizing new technology to get the job done cheaper and quicker than previously possible.
If you have driven along Gaddiscoll Road in the past few months, you have probably noticed some utility work going on in the neighborhood across from the rec center. The city has contracted with Murphy Pipeline Contractors to upgrade 17,000 feet of aging 6 and 8-inch pipeline to brand new 8-inch pipe. The old water lines have been in the ground for between 25 and 30 years and break easily when the soil shrinks or swells. Fixing these breaks means headaches, as streets and driveways are torn up to make repairs. The new pipes are put in place using trenchless technology.
Trenchless technology, like the name implies, means putting a new pipeline without having the open trench. Boring, directional drilling, and pipe bursting have been used in the city of Round Rock for years.
The new water lines have an expected life of around 75 years, so they will not need to be replaced as often as the older pipes. They also cause less headaches for residents.
This method of pipe bursting results in residents having their water off for less than 8 hours. It's much cleaner in the neighborhood and less intrusive, and it results in 25 to 30% cost savings, which will result in millions of dollars savings to the city.
The city of Round Rock is one of the first communities in Texas to use this innovative technique, and so far, the project has gone relatively smooth.
We've had a few minor hiccups, but many of these will be avoided in the future as we learn more about this process.
Our utility infrastructure is of key importance in Round Rock, and we expect our longer-lasting water lines will do their jobs for decades to come.
Donuts. No!
Be a fan. Round Rock, the sports capital of Texas.
Come to Papa.
If you've been in downtown Round Rock lately, you've probably noticed that something is missing.
That's right, Nancy. An entire building has disappeared. Okay, there wasn't any real magic to it, but the building that used to be here on Main Street across from the library has been torn down and the remains hauled away. The former senior center was torn down piece by piece in November and December. The building was razed because of air quality problems and a failing foundation. Don't worry about our seniors, though. They've been in new digs in southwest downtown for almost 2 years now. So the city now owns an empty lot in the heart of historic downtown Round Rock. What the future holds for this piece of property remains to be seen. As our story in last month's City Focus pointed out, we're in the early phases of planning for the redevelopment of downtown. So this space could be a park, or it could be another public building, could even be a parking lot, could be all three or none of the above. Frankly, there are many options for this piece of downtown, but the city is holding off on developing the property until the downtown planning effort can be completed. That process should begin in earnest in the next few months. If you want to keep up with that planning process, check out the Downtown Redevelopment blog we've just started. You can see some early results from November's public meeting and maybe, when the time is right, provide some input on what magic can be done here to help downtown Round Rock reach its full potential.
Some things are just too beautiful to hide, The secret's out about one of the most scenic trails in Round Rock, the Brushy Creek East Trail.
The Brushy Creek East Trail is a 1.3-mile trail connecting Forest Bluff and Sonoma subdivisions. The paved trail winds through a light forest along Brushy Creek, creating a scenic and tranquil walk through the trees. Eventually, the trail will connect to the Greater Lake Creek Trail, which runs from the Clay Madsen Recreation Center into historic downtown. Once connected, this trail will stretch a total of 5 miles.
The Citywide Trails Master Plan is a plan that identifies over 50 miles of potential trail corridors connecting neighborhoods, schools, parks, and retail centers throughout the city. As part of that plan, the Brushy Creek Corridor is identified as the major trail corridor. Eventually, it's going to connect Hutto to Lake Travis, running right through the heart of Round Rock.
The Brushy Creek East Trail is shaded and beautiful year-round, so come out and enjoy some natural Texas scenery.
The holidays have come and gone, and that means it's time to make good on your New Year's resolution. The Mayor's Fitness Council has a program for those looking to shed a few pounds, stay on track this year.
If your New Year's resolution is to get in shape for 2008, then the Round Rock Resolutions Fitness Challenge might be a great motivator for you. You've heard it before, sedentary lifestyles can lead to obesity and significant health problems. Regular exercise and good nutrition are among the best steps a person can make for good health and longevity.
We're going to make it very easy. It's self-paced. You can go online and track the exercise time that you have over a period of 6 weeks. And at the end of that 6 weeks, we're going to give out awards, and we're going to give out recognitions at the Round Rock Express Open House Day on March 8th at the Dale Diamond, because we do want to recognize those of us who want to get off the couch, out from the house, and get involved.
This program builds upon the statewide Texas Roundup, which was created by Governor Rick Perry in 2004. The Texas Roundup strives to improve the health of Texans through education and promotion of physical activity and healthy living.
You go at your own pace and have fun. That's what it's all about. So why don't we try to help each other keep our New Year's resolution this time and join Round Rock Resolutions.
The Fitness Challenge is open to children and adults. Think you got what it takes? Visit roundrocktexas.gov/fitness for more information.